Hi, John McElroy here talking all things automotive. Today I want to talk about PHEVs, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. Or what I should say is, I want to talk about the problems with PHEVs. You know, this was supposed to be the technology that would be the perfect bridge to a battery electric world. That's because with a PHEV, there is no range anxiety, and you don't have to wait around for the infrastructure to be built. You can just buy a PHEV and start enjoying electric driving today. This was supposed to be perfect for those who are not sure if they really want an electric car. PHEVs are the perfect way to try it out. Last week, I was at the North American International Propulsion Conference, which is put on by the SAE, the Society of Automotive Engineers. I learned about a bunch of problems there with PHEVs. All the top powertrain executives attend this annual conference, but you're not going to see this reported anywhere else because I'm the only member of the media who's allowed into the conference. They follow what they call Chatham House rules. You can report on, or I can report on, anything that I heard there, but I cannot say who said it or what company they worked with. Even so, I can share a lot of the things that I learned there. And here's what I learned. Turns out, according to these car companies, PHEVs are almost as expensive to manufacture as battery electric vehicles. In fact, if a PHEV has a battery large enough to deliver a 50-mile EV range, it is as expensive as a BEV because there's all that complexity. You have all the hardware that you've got on a hybrid electric, and you've got all the hardware that you have on a battery electric, and you have all the hardware that goes into an ICE vehicle. Moreover, the California Air Resources Board wants PHEVs that have got at least a 50-mile range, so that means they need a bigger battery, and that means costs go up, and that means 50-mile PHEVs are just as expensive to manufacture as BEVs that have a 250-mile range. Then there's another problem that came out. The International Council on Clean Technology, the ICCT, came out with a study where they looked at PHEVs in Europe, and they did not like what they saw. Less than 50% of the retail customers who buy PHEVs charge them. And if somebody gets a company car as a PHEV, turns out they don't even charge it except for around 12% of the time. So it turns out that PHEVs emit a lot more CO2 than what everybody thought they were going to. In fact, in Germany, they're talking about eliminating PHEV subsidies, even though they're also talking about phasing out subsidies for BEVs. And all this means that PHEVs are going to have a hard time. One more thing that I learned at the North American International Powertrain Conference. The cost of BEVs is going to drop below the cost of ICE cars around 2025. And that's going to make it even harder for PHEVs to compete. And it calls into question whether PHEVs have any chance at all to be the bridge to an electric world.